everyone. Morning, everyone. This is episode something or other, 201. Our guest today, Zam.
Yeah.
And,
Hello.
and Charlie Crantogo.
Sorry.
That's fine. This part's for the video, not for the audio. So visual gags are just fine. All right.
I've become predictable, haven't I?
No comment. But yes. All right. So yeah, we're pretty much good to go. I'm recording from the correct device. Let me just do a quick test myself. Test. Yep. Nice waveform. Everyone's definitely recording from the correct device. It's always important to check.
I believe so.
All right.
I think I am.
And I'll tweet out as well about the show. That.
Yeah.
Ready to push the magic button. Alright. Yeah. Last week, you probably don't know, but when we started, Chill was just launching into his intro, and I clicked the button to stop the broadcast, which just finished it all off.
So that's what happened.
That's what happened. I actually stitched together both videos into the one that's currently on YouTube. Yes.
Yeah.
Bit behind the curtain. Because that was just horribly embarrassing. Yes. Bad words were spoken. Alright, Chill, are you ready? Are we streaming on Twitch?
I'm now hosting it. Hosting.
Okay.
Okay.
We should be rolling. So I'm just asking the chat room, just in case we're not, which is rather disturbing. I guess I can check it myself. Aftercom/live.
Okay, now it's hosting, so I'm going to go over to OotiniCast, just double check it real quick.
Yep.
And then I'll put it on pause and just watch the chat
Oh yeah,
a bit
we're going.
as best I can.
Alright. Just once you confirmed Twitch, we will start rolling.
Yep, looks fine.
What the hell did I do this week? Not
Only
much.
you know.
Yes. Oh yeah, rating. We're not going to talk about rating.
Well, I'm not going to talk about much anyway. I was away for just about the whole dang week.
Yes. All right.
All right.
All right. Anyone need any moments, or are we good to go?
Nope.
I think I'm good.
Sam,
Okay.
you good? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Chill.
Okay. Going in 5. Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast. There isn't enough life on this ice cube to fill a space cruiser. This is episode 201, being recorded on Wednesday, April 15th, 2015. I'm your host, Chill, along with our producer and co-host, Tio. Hi, Tio.
Hey, guys.
And our guest today, our first-time guest, Zam. She is a YouTuber and PvPer, and also Charlie, aka Kranatoko, also the YouTuber of the pack opening videos. Let's start with you, Zam. What you been up to, and tell us all about your channel.
Hi. Well, I run a blog called zamzamsays.com. So I've been talking about SWTOR, but I'm going to start talking about Star Wars Battlefront now as well.
Cool. Okay.
With that being announced at Celebration at the weekend, so yeah, I'm getting excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my main thing I do in game is PvP, so yeah.
Right.
With YouTube, I'm not very consistent with my video upload, unfortunately, because it requires a lot of effort, and as Tio will be no doubt aware, our upload speed over here in Australia is not that great. So it takes a long time to actually upload videos. So yeah, that's another thing.
Too true.
That's very annoying. So yeah, I've been focusing on my blog. I just changed the look of it, and
Very cool.
Yeah. That's about it.
Awesome. And what sort of classes do you like to PvP with?
My Commando and Mercenaries are heals. That's my main. Been playing
Right.
that for 2.5 years, so I've been through playing the class when it was at its worst, and now that it's at its best. So, been through
That's
thick and
awesome.
thin.
Yes,
Are you in a
I'm
hardcore PvP guild?
No, we're more of a social guild. We do a bit of everything, so yeah.
Oh, cool.
but a fair bit of PvP.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a recent convert to Merc healer myself, so it's a lot of fun. Feels like it's pretty mobile, so.
It is very mobile now.
All right, and you're also doing something with Tor Community.
Yes, I am affiliated with them now, so I'm not doing much at the moment with them, but I will be helping them out with an upcoming thing we'll be doing, which I don't think we're ready to
Okay.
talk about yet. But yeah, I
Fair
just
enough.
help them out with their social media presence for now, just to
Right.
get the word out and all that.
So people
yeah.
can follow your blog, Zamzam Says, and then they can also watch Tor Community as well.
And I do live from the Void Star vodcast with May as well. Yeah, I
Right,
just
and that's
recorded
on
another
YouTube
one with
as
her.
well, correct?
Yeah, recorded another one of those just before this actually. So
Cool.
yay. Yeah.
I think I caught one of the first ones not too long ago, so that was
Yeah.
that's a lot of fun.
Mm.
All right, excellent. And how about in game? What have you been up to like the last week or so?
A little bit of PvP pre-mades with some guildies. They were taking advantage of the low slash thing. That was really funny to watch, but yeah.
Oh yes.
And then we've just started. We had, unfortunately, with our raiding, we had a bit of a snag where we had some people leave, so we haven't been able to raid for a month, and we're just getting back into it now. So we're having to re-gear people and reteach people fights. It's a little frustrating, but oh well, you gotta do it.
Right.
Yeah. Prior to that, we were 2 out of 5 hard mode Ravagers and 1 out of 5 TOS hard mode. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie, how about you? What you been up to recently?
After months and months and months of waiting, I finally have a week off work to actually have time to actually play SWTOR, for a long period of time. Finally got my Imperial Agent and Troop Rod onto Belsavis. I'm slowly completing the classes, and I'm hoping to complete them by next month if all goes to plan, or just a month after. So I'll be 6 classes I would have completed eventually. So I'm eventually getting there. It's taken me a long time. Because I started 3.5 years ago, and it's taken me this long to get so many classes complete. I actually got my Imperial Agent and Troop. I got bored one day, and I just thought, well, I'll just take them through the Outer Rim bonus series. And then I thought to myself, well, I haven't got the achievements for the heroics on either side, so I managed to get them on the Republic side, and I'm still working on getting them for the Imperial side. But that'll be another 50 achievement points, 75 achievement points, 25 for completing it on the Imperial side, and then 50 for, is it 50 for completing it? Yeah, I think so. So hoping to get that later on this week. New pack video for the Shipment 2 Contraband packs, which was released last week, but I only managed to get around to the video early on today, and I've uploaded the video just a few hours ago.
Cool.
Do you mean the shadow packs, Charlie?
No, the Contraband packs. They have like a shipment of the classic packs. They did one for shipment 1, which is the cartel packs, and then they've got the shipment 2 for the contraband packs, which has 6 of each of the packs that were released for contraband.
Wow. All right, I need to catch up. Thank you.
And apparently, I say it's a spoiler, but one thing which I got in the video is a Cathar sword, and apparently it's very rare. I don't know how rare it is though. It's like it's like a sword which has like a little, I wouldn't say a lightsaber in the middle of it, but it's just got this glow stick in the middle of it, and I hear it's just it goes for a lot of money.
Like one of those like wire cheese graters sort of thing.
I think so. I'd say so.
Where there's like a C shape.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, and there's like a
I was just trying to remember what it looked like.
Lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. In the last, and I did the one for the shipment 2 one, shipment 1. There, I'll start that again. I did a video for the shipment 1 ones as well, and I got a white crystal, which apparently also goes for a lot of money. And people
Yes,
just
it
don't
does.
believe my luck, and I'm wondering if BioWare are purposely rigging my game to be like, well, you spent what, 500 quid on cartel packs over the years. That is that is a lot of money, a lot of money. So yeah, that video is up. I put that in the show notes. The leveling up my
Videos are
smuggler
awesome.
because I actually want to start streaming with him again because I dedicate my smuggler and my female inquisitor to my streams, and I haven't done streaming in quite a few weeks. And now that I've got a week off work, I thought, well, I better start up streaming again.
Yep, awesome.
And obviously, I'm just waiting for Double XP week to begin tomorrow for tomorrow's big day for Star Wars. Yes.
Yep. It's going to be a big weekend. Yeah, this is like the quiet before the storm for sure. So awesome. All
Can't
right.
wait.
Yeah, and I'll definitely be watching your video. I always catch all your pack opening videos for sure.
Wonderful.
All right, Tio, how about your week?
Oh, well, unfortunately, I resumed sort of full-time employment this week, so I've actually been really busy and then really tired. So I'm sure I will adapt normally, and my playtime will adapt around that.
All right.
So I didn't actually play that much. We did raid. I did raid with the random rioters on Thursday night our time, and then with our regular raid group, which was down several members.
Mm-hmm.
And the less said about that, the better.
Pretty
Let's
rough.
just
was
say we turned up. And hopefully we'll do better next time the whole group is together. So anyway, enough of that. Otherwise, I did level my sniper. Now, I mentioned him last week. I'm slow leveling him. That is just doing it without XP boosts. Obviously, no double XP until later this week. Because I enjoy the story. I'm watching all the cutscenes, just letting it all play out. So I have never leveled an Imperial agent all the way and followed the story. I've only ever leveled through PvP. So I've only got like a third of the way through the story, maybe. So I'm actually going through it for the first time properly and really enjoying it.
Cool.
But anyway, that's pretty
that's
much
excellent, yeah.
so I'm told. That's all I've done this week. How about you, Chill?
Well, all right. Well, let me first give a shout out to the chat rooms. Arya's here, Dirty Spoons is here, Darth Brundlefly, Dekayan, D-Sun, Force Chuckle, Galen, Gahana, Giant Gina, Hellion, I think that's a random name, Palais, Gas Guy's here, Joris, and Sukai Beru, as well as Galen, Calfan1221, Tank, Mike Golf, on the twitch.tv/OotiniCast stream. So, hi everyone. And let's see. Well, my week is pretty easy to talk about because basically right after the last episode, I went away, was with my family in Central Oregon for basically, most of the week. Through the weekend, essentially. We came back. Haven't had much time to play since. Also had a really weird update, like a computer update that kind of went sideways on me and took a while to kind of undo and then refix. But it does seem to be working now. So I'll get back into the swing of things this week. So I'm looking forward to that. Double XP weekend, so just in time to maybe level up that one last character that never quite got to 55 during the 12 buy before the expansion. So that's enough said about that. Let's go on to the tip of the week. Let's see, there's 3 of them this time. I'll start us off with Dekayan. Dekayan writes, "This is my tip or reminder of the week. When you want to dismount when testing out new mounts that aren't in your quick bars, just click on the mount icon in your player buff tray. That will dismount you and save searching through your vehicle abilities to dismount. Thanks, and may the force be with you."
That's kind of cool, actually. I never really thought of that.
Yeah,
but
just treat it like another buff.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
makes sense. And
Very cool.
it's annoying because if you have a different vehicle, you can't just click on that one and switch, or even click on that one to dismount. It won't do anything. So, yeah. Of course, you can also just, cast an ability or something to dismount as well, but
And I always thought it was pronounced Decion as well, but apparently Decion is preferred. He's in the chat.
Decion.
There you go. So, anyway, our second tip is from Scott Thomas. A few weeks ago, someone mentioned the tip of using any priority transport terminal on fleet to get to your ship. I've got a related tip for the super lazy like me. Your emergency transport to fleet works while you're on the fleet. So, if you're on the outer ring of the station, or one of the other ships, you can use it to transport to the spawn point on the inner ring, for those times when you're just too lazy to walk up a flight of stairs. I can relate to that. And, of course, with Game Update 3.2, if you've got all the legacy perks and quick travel is also 0 cooldown, you'll be able to do that, well, everywhere, really. Can't be bothered to walk across from the vendors back to the spawn point. It's just quick travel.
Just pray you don't have long loading times.
Intraplanet transitions are a bit quicker than a full-on planet load, so shouldn't be too bad.
All right, and a third tip. This is a long one, so strap in. This is from Gas Guy. He writes, "Hello, fellow players. Are you between level 50 and level 60? Do you play solo? Are you into achievements? If you answered yes to all 3 questions, I have a serious tip for you. Perhaps in your rush to level, you only took advantage to play through some of the lower level flashpoints a single time. Do you remember the Foundry or Boarding Party? It's time to revisit those wonderful run-throughs and gain some valuable achievement points. As you know, in story mode you get points for the normal mode, but you can get extra credit for killing all the major bosses. Then, as if there's not enough of a challenge, you can redo the flashpoint in hard mode. Yes, it only gets better the harder it is. But wait, doing hard mode one time is just the start of the fun. To gain all the achievement points, you need to run this baby through not once, not 10 times, but 25 runs over and over again until you're ready to hurt somebody for real. Now, you may be the skeptical kind of a person. You're asking yourself, what are some of the other advantages versus disadvantages that there could be if I were to return to repetitious repeats? I have a list of answers for that. 1. You can try every section choice of the cutscene conversations and get some results you were not expecting. 2. Are you too light or even too dark? Use those cutscene conversations to drive your force alignment in a new direction. Perhaps you'll be able to use some of those other relics you've always dreamed of. 3. Riches and awards, gobs of money, drops of green items, and purples, mostly bound. Each mission could give you 10,000 credits, plus you can sell the drops, and you can grind out 2 million credits. 4. Experience. This only applies if you're not maxed out. 5. Legacy experience. This also only applies if you're not maxed out. 6. Crafting materials. Depending on your crafting type, you can add up lots of droids or guard animal bodies for scavenging or biochem. 7. Do you have an ability on your hotbar which you rarely use? Want to work on your rotation? Use the repetitious nature of the fights to try out different rotations and abilities. Those are all great, but I can hear you saying, there's got to be a catch. What's the downside? 8. Well, you have some cost of repair. Up to a whopping 2,000 credits each run. Wait, there has to be more of a challenge than all that? Okay, try these added bonus challenges. A. See how much aggro you can draw into your character. Mobs of 10, 20, 30 characters before you start swinging or shooting. B. Work on optimizing your speed through the flashpoint. First time may take you 60 minutes. When you know which mobs you can run by, which kill order is the fastest for the mob, using your speed boost and rocket boost, maybe you can get it down to 20 minutes or less. Rotation of abilities? Forget about it. Did you want to try this one out, Tio? Guess
No,
guy's hoping that you will.
Let's try now.
Forget about it. While working through the flashpoint, try just using one fighting ability. Well, if you're a sorcerer, you can definitely just spam your storm if you're high enough level. D. Learn more about how to control your companion. Give them different directions while you fight. Turn on or turn off their abilities. And of course, the final challenge. A drunk flashpoint run. Drink while you fight. So there you go, players. Some tips and tricks for maxing out those achievements. Attached is a screenshot of my accomplishment of the 25 runs of Boarding Party. I'm off to start the next set of run-throughs. Where'd I put that beer? That is a lot
Great
of runs of
dramatic
Boarding
reading,
Party.
Shield, I'd say.
I should
Yeah.
mention a little while ago, I actually worked out, I was just, on my break at work one time, and I thought to myself, I wonder how long it would actually take to do 25 run-throughs of every single flashpoint in hard mode. And I worked out that it would take about 6 months non-stop, so a full 6 months. So if you would spread that out through so many years, I don't know if you'd ever be able to accomplish it before, I don't know, when SWOTOR decides to end.
Okay. Yeah, he
Just
did kind of write
fact.
it. He did kind of write it like an ad, so I kind of read it like an ad. It was fun.
No, it's good.
All right, and let's see. And now, of course, I can't remember how the pronunciation is, but
Dekion.
is the winner by random allotment. But actually, Tio, you made an executive decision that the wonderful, long, fun Gas Guy one is an extra winner. So we're going to give out 2 prizes, and the second one will not be so random, but it's just sort of for fun. And that'll be going to Gas Guy. So congratulations to you two, your winners of a Tonfon or M8R3 Droid Pet Code courtesy of BioWare, and a new OotiniCast provided Cartel Market Pack from the latest shipment. If you'd like a chance to win the same, please send your tips to OotiniCast@gmail.com by next, well, preferably Tuesday, but certainly by Wednesday. And that will bring us to the Holofeed. Tio?
Well, welcome to the pre-Star Wars Celebration news drought. Yes, there has been nothing or very, very little this week. It's been appalling if you're like us and you want to talk about SWOTOR news. We expect great things, however, from Star Wars Celebration, and our discussion topic this week, and yes, we will have one, an actual Sarlacc Digest, will be on what we're thinking will come in at the Community Cantina at Star Wars Celebration. However, in the meantime, what news we do have? Firstly, on Thursday morning US time, patch 3.1.2a was deployed, and we knew it was coming last time we recorded, and as anticipated, the only thing in it was a fix for the low/bug. So PvP was crazy for, I guess, 48 hours or so, and yeah, but now everything's happy again, or as happy as it currently is in PvP. Now, along with Star Wars Celebration, that is coming up, starts actually not that long from now, Thursday morning US time, we will have Double XP Week that is running in conjunction with Star Wars Celebration. It will actually begin on Thursday, the 16th of April at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So, and we'll run through to midnight on Tuesday Pacific. So you've got a few days, certainly the whole weekend, of Double XP.
Very cool.
I'm slightly annoyed that it starts at 7 p.m. my time, because I was kind of hoping to do some Double XP before the live stream tomorrow, but I guess that's not really going to happen anymore.
No.
Sad face.
What else we got? All right, not much left. The PTS with Game Update 3.2 was, as usual, suddenly closed down. That was towards the end of last week. So, yeah, no more PTS. If they're following the pattern that they have been going with recently, we will see 3.2.1 on the PTS shortly, but they haven't announced a thing. So remember, Game Update 3.2 itself is still coming on 28 April. So, with all kinds of good things in it, well, if you count Zeost and the outfit designer.
Ooh.
And that's pretty much it, as far as we know. And the last bit of SWOTOR news is ranked PvP rewards. Alex Modney happened to hop onto the forums, had a few things to say. And in an upcoming patch, which will currently be 3.2.1, they're going to be retroactively making all previous ranked season rewarded weapons and armor legacy bound. So if you've currently got them stuck on a character, you can now move them elsewhere.
Yep.
And they're going to stick with that in future seasons as well.
Very nice.
Yeah, I have the Season 1 armor on my Commander MAC, and I've never used it, so I might actually take it out and use it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Give it to one of your characters at least, huh? That's cool.
However, there is no chance of... Someone was asking whether they could grant the other armor sets and weapons to those players as well, because the past couple of seasons and in future they gave complete weapon and armor sets.
Oh.
And they said no. Sorry about that. So sadly, no, they're not going to retrospectively do that either. Or, yeah, so no. And finally, just about the titles. Apparently there's a little confusion in the community about just what the titles will be. So he has announced that for Season 4, which will conclude with Game Update 3.2, let's use the example of our War Room host Turg, just to run through them. So if your character happened to be named Turg, the 4 titles are, this is for the 3 tiers plus the top 96, Swashbuckler Turg, Turg the Dauntless, Turg the Infamous, and the Dread Power Tech Turg.
If you can remember.
So there you go. And that last one is particularly good, actually. So, yeah, it's actually kind of not bad.
Yeah.
I wonder how they're going to do this going forward, though.
So was the confusion like where the actual name would be? In other words,
Yeah.
whether it would be Turg the
Yeah,
Dauntless
that
or the
was
Dauntless
it.
Turg? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's Turg the Dauntless and Turg the Infamous, basically, are the two ones that probably cause the most confusion. Very cool. Those are nice ones.
Yeah. All right, so that's it from BioWare. We did have some news from EA in that SWTOR has survived the cull of free-to-play games. That has apparently just happened, or is in the process of happening, by being successful. So this is a press release this is an article from EA, and this is marketing speak, but anyway. We're constantly looking at how players are engaging with our games, listening, learning, and shaping our experiences based on that feedback. And wanted to bring some news today regarding a few of our older PC free-to-play games. Blah blah. Looking closely at the type of PC free-to-play experiences the players are engaging with across the world. For instance, Star Wars The Old Republic is a game that continues to have a very enthusiastic and growing player community. And we have plans to introduce more new story-driven game updates to our SWTOR players this year. So in other words, SWTOR is doing really well, going great guns, in fact.
Very nice.
Looks like they want to take all the focus onto SWTOR, it seems.
Well, with The Force Awakens coming out, you can't really blame them.
Mhm.
And of course, yeah. Anyway, however, even though it doesn't probably affect most people, they're saying that some of their other PC free-to-play games are not quite as popular as SWTOR, or at least as they once were. And so they're going to be stopping development and winding down support for Battlefield Heroes, Battlefield Play for Free, Need for Speed World, and FIFA World. That last one's some sport thing, right? What's Need for
Which one?
Speed?
Sounds like it.
Is that a racing thing? Well, whatever.
Yeah,
Not
Need
like
for Speed
soccer
will be a
or
racing
football?
one, I'm sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So anyway, it's been more than 5 years since most of those launched. Blah blah. They're getting rid of them. So, however, the good news there is SWTOR is obviously not in the firing line, and I stretched that story out way too far. All right, in just general Star Wars news, all I was able to dig up really, because we are leading up to Star Wars Celebration, and while there's all kinds of rumors, I didn't really want to go into any detail on those. But anyway, a couple of videos. Firstly, R2 in Love. This is a kind of cool and yet actually oddly creepy video featuring R2's love life. There may be a mailbox involved. Your mileage may vary. And a parody video between Disney and, well, Pixar, basically, as if Star Wars was like Cars. And it's actually really well done and pretty entertaining. So I would certainly recommend that one.
I'll check those out.
And
I wonder if is the R2 in Love, is that anything to do with like the George Lucas in Love parody from back, like a couple years ago?
You'll have to watch it and let me know.
Okay.
I don't know. George Lucas in Love? Okay.
What's that one?
It sounds ultra creepy.
Mm.
What don't I know?
Yeah, what don't I know either?
It was like a Shakespeare in Love sort of thing, I think, and then it was turned in. I can't remember. It's been a while, but I can't remember the details. I'll check it out.
R2 in Love, inspired by inspired by George Lucas in Love, inspired by Shakespeare in Love.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking the chain might be.
Alright. And finally, a fan-made video is basically looks like an invasion of Los Angeles by, well, the Empire. So you got TIE fighters fighting with jet fighters. You've got walkers blowing up cars. You've got a Star Destroyer overhead and really cool sound effects. The effects are actually not bad. So it's doing the rounds at the moment. Kind of gone viral. So yeah, not bad. It's apparently loaded with Easter eggs. So if you're into that kind of thing, you should be able to find stuff. I wasn't able to find any, but you know, I'm sure everyone else will do better than I will. Or I did.
Okay.
All right, that's it for news. I'm sorry, but anyway.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Yeah. I don't like it when they do this. Community. Firstly, thank you to our new patrons, Utini patrons. Odysseus, Christopher T, John M, David F, Cameron C, Russell S, Dan R, and our own Kranatoko.
Yay! That's alright. So it's not too much. So it's not much, but it was something.
Now you do realise I take that every episode, right? Just to be
Yep.
clear. All right. Make sure we understand that mechanism. And Rachel is also a patron. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Yeah, also thanks to Graham for his recurring donation. So if you're interested in supporting us on Patreon, which is apparently what all the cool kids are doing these days, the link is on our website, patreon.com/OotiniCast as well, if you just want to go there directly. And if we can think up some new, cooler prizes or something, we will do so. One actual benefit I was thinking of was if we do some OotiniCast merch, as in those shirts that we keep talking about doing but keep failing to get around to, we may actually make those available at cost to our patrons. But to everyone else, it would be obviously a small profit involved just to... But anyway, all these little things we're going to try and do for our patrons, in addition to what we already offer the different levels. Anyway, another video actually. This one pointed out by friend of the show, Laurie M. The way I phrased it was some insight into the content in SWTOR game updates 3.1 and 3.2. It's one of those videos where they just take some other track, just video, and replace in some foreign language and put subtitles. And it's actually really funny. So
It was really good.
I only watched half of it because I just couldn't deal with the guy's laugh. It was just so painful to listen to.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yes, it was. Yes.
But
And
I think that was the point.
But it was really good what I watched.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think really good job.
So anyway, definitely worth watching.
Yes, it is.
Now, next from the community, we have an interview between Mr. Healing SWTOR, who does the Healing SWTOR podcast, has the healingswtor.com website, and talks about all things healing. He did an interview, a written interview, with the famous Dolphy, and well, asked us some pretty hard questions, you could say. It's definitely worth reading in its entirety. Talked about how she started going and her opinion on how the game has progressed, how much work it takes to actually do a job like maintaining Dolphy.net, which, as we know, is pretty much the go-to site for SWTOR players. The Tor community is trying to give them a run for their money, but it's still very well known. And she also covers... what else did she do? Guild Wars 2 and something else. Is it Elder Scrolls? Something.
She did cover WildStar briefly as well, but like the rest of us, she left the game.
Yeah. Flash in a pan, WildStar.
Yeah.
Well. And they also asked us some questions, or he also asked her about devs communicating with fan sites. Some interesting insight there. Like some sites, including her own sister sites, the one that Exile, who we've interviewed previously, runs, Tour Fashion, Tour Decorating, gets pretty much no interaction with BioWare, but others are, obviously like Dolphy, are well supported, and obviously we've got great communication with them as well. So unclear how they work that out, but hopefully it will just get better. Yeah. Anyway, definitely worth reading if you want to know more about Dolphy. And just as far as where OotiniCast stands, to make an official statement on our position in the community with respect to various fan sites, we love you all. We all think you're great, and we will happily direct people to everyone who is willing to produce content for the community. So, yeah, Dolphy.net, talkcommunity.com. It's all good stuff.
We're all friends here.
Yeah.
And this is the way it should be. Competition is good, but everyone is sort of doing different stuff. And yeah, if you want a different perspective, why not shop around?
Right.
Now, StarPars, our favorite, or new favorite combat log parser by our friend Mr. StarPars, Exile, has implemented, as he talked about in the interview, the ability to upload combat logs directly to Parsley, which is the other offline web-based combat log parser, just like Torpars used to do and will do in the future. And Exile will be adding support for Torpars as well. But for right now, StarPars will allow you to upload your logs directly to Parsley, which is what we'll be doing going forward as well. So we'll keep our track of our stuff. We've been using StarPars ourselves in our raids, and it works great. The timers in particular are excellent. So again, highly recommend that if you're using Parsec at the moment. Just give it a shot. You can even run both if you want. Friend of the show, Volk, the guy who does all the videos, he's celebrating 3,000 YouTube subscribers. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's quite a milestone. He started around 2 years ago, and yep, he's finally made it. So hopefully he's getting some sort of financial compensation from YouTube as a result of that. Because obviously he's put in a lot of work. That is a lot of hours.
Yeah. Yeah,
editing a podcast is one thing.
He does a
editing
lot
a
of videos.
podcast is a certain amount of work, but video is just that much more. So
I think he puts in more work than me.
don't know, Charlie. Don't know. Those intros you do must take. Now I think about it, that is a hell of a lot of stuff you do for that. That's not trivial.
Yeah.
Machinima is not easy.
Only takes me a couple of days, I'd say, to make an intro. That's just the intro.
Amazing. Anyway, so congratulations, Volk. And finally in the community, last week's Utini Rage that we added at the end of the show was provided by our guest Jeremy, also known as Darkscloud and Warchild. And this week's, and we've actually got a few more, from Sashari, who was also our guest last week. So thank you both for providing our Utini Rage.
Could I add one more thing to the community thing?
Please.
Just want to give a shout out. Obviously, you've mentioned them before. The Tor Community Photo Database on Kickstarter. That has only got 6 days to go, and just thought I'd bring that up again because I pledged it. So I don't know if anyone else has pledged any money to it, and they've got a lot of money for it, and it's great.
Yeah.
We will link to
that's
their
6 days.
Kickstarter in our show notes. So.
Yeah.
All right. And that's the news.
All right, well, that brings us to the forced feedback where we read out your tweets and emails. And if the chat room has any questions to ask, please ask them now. We'll be gathering them to answer once we're done with the feedback. Cap Slapshot27 writes, peeping around with all the decos that I had, I noticed a new decoration with a description of Source Community Cantina. The deco is called First Grand Statue of Mandalore and is usable on centerpiece hooks. It is under the Civic Sculptures tab if you want to check it out for yourself. Nonetheless, it looks awesome, and I would assume this is the bonus gift for those who pre-registered for the Star Wars Celebration Cantina.
Very cool.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Hmm. I guess we'll
Mandalore.
find out once people turn up at the cantina.
Yeah. Anything Mandalore is pretty cool by definition.
Hmm.
Chinook writes, the digital copies of Star Wars qualify for the Disney Movies Anywhere in the USA only. Buy once and then watch on iTunes, Play, and Vudu, except New Hope, which is only on Ultraviolet. Thank you, Fox.
Yeah, so I was initially vaguely excited by this until I saw the USA only part.
Yeah, obviously that
Typical.
screws things up.
Yeah. Now,
That's so often.
So what does it
Exactly.
qualify for if you buy it outside the US?
nothing. If you
Okay.
buy it on iTunes, you can watch it on iTunes.
Okay.
Oh,
'Cause-
So,
great.
Okay. So if you buy it on iTunes, then you watch it on your Apple machines.
Exactly. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm still uncertain about this, given there's no doubt DRM, which means you can only watch it on whatever you buy it on, which is just always annoying. Just something else about the digital release. Apparently, they've removed the fanfare, the 20th Century Fox fanfare, which is, for me, whenever I've heard that, I always
really?
think of Star Wars. They stripped
Yes.
it off all of them except for A New Hope, since Fox still has distribution rights for it. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's kind of
okay.
sad, really. But
that is really sad.
yeah. But anyway, has anyone bought it yet? On yet again digitally?
No, I've already got it on Blu-ray and I don't really want it
No.
again.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, I'm the
Got the
same,
DVDs.
probably.
At some point, I'll want the once we're kind of past DVDs, which actually our family is sort of getting towards that. We use our our computers and our iPads and stuff a lot, and our TVs not so much. So pretty soon it's going to have to happen. But for now, I think we're still okay with the DVD.
I remember a little while ago people were sort of saying how they didn't want DVDs and Blu-rays to die out, but it is getting to that point where it is starting to die out, and I'm finding myself buying games on like the Xbox store and the PlayStation store rather than buying it physically. So
Yeah.
it's happening. It's happening.
Oh yeah, physical media is dead. It's like the old joke about print is dead. Well, just anything physical to hold your media is dead now. It's like if it's not in the cloud, people won't get it. So yeah.
So sad.
Yep.
So sad.
But yeah, you can always take the DVDs and heat them up and make those weird plastic bubbles with them. Have you seen the videos of that? Of people doing that?
No.
It's hilarious.
Sounds interesting.
All right.
Yeah. You kind of scratch off the shiny part so it's just clear plastic, and then you don't do this at home, kids, but you heat up a section of it and you blow through it like you're like a little like you were blowing through for like regular soap bubble, and it makes this huge long like whoosh, like up to like 6 foot long plastic bubble out of it. It's pretty cool looking. You can definitely definitely find it on YouTube videos of people doing it. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Moving on.
We know what
Jake
you
wrote-
get up to in your spare time.
Yeah.
Have you actually done it, Shell? Just out of interest.
No, I'm tempted though. It looks really fun, actually. It really looks fun.
All right.
Partly because it's like surprising. It's like you wouldn't think that like a regular CD would make this like giant, 6 foot, windsock looking thing, but it does. It's pretty cool. All right. Jake wrote on last week's episode, you had a listener interested in a gaming laptop between $800 to $1,000. I've been using a 17-inch Asus Republic of Gamers laptop for about 2 years now. When I bought it, it was about $1,300 to $1,500. However, it looks like you can get a 15.5-inch gaming laptop for about $1,100 to $1,300 and a 17-inch for $1,200 to $2,250. Whew. This is all from Amazon, which is how I purchased mine. I know that's a little above the stated price range, even at the lowest point, but I think it's the best value on the market if you're looking to do PC gaming on the go. My 2-year-old ROG Asus laptop will run everything up to the Elder Scrolls Online just fine, at least as far as MMOs are concerned. By the way, this is my first time writing, but I've been listening off and on for a little over a year. I just got back into SWTOR recently, and I'm subscribing for the first time. Very cool. I've never given the game a solid run, so I'm always stuck in the teens as I tinker with different classes. But now that I'm subscribed, I'll be more focused on progressing a character. Whenever I'm playing, and sometimes when I'm not, OotiniCast is my go-to podcast. Thank you. And this time around, I transferred to the Harbinger, so I may come check out the Ootini Nights. Awesome.
You'll be welcome.
Sincerely, Jake, at Iron Weakness on Twitter. And he has a level 27 Jedi Sentinel and an 11 Sawbones Smuggler. Nice.
The best is yet to come as far as the game goes. Well done.
Yeah.
Lots there to do.
Right, so Republic of Gamers laptop. I haven't heard of this particular brand before.
It must be a model within the Asus or
Yeah.
Asus.
Asus.
I thought you guys pronounced it Asus. You pronounce it
never
like
seen
we
it.
do.
I've always said Asus.
I'm
I've
pronouncing
said
it
always
Asus just
said
based
Asus.
on best guess pronunciation rules, which in English is really fun since it's a hybrid language.
Indeed. Oh, we're really milking this episode, aren't we? All right.
Yes, we are.
I'll also mention as well, I'm really hoping my videos are going to be better quality because I'm getting a new graphics card tomorrow. Yay.
Oh,
So let's
cool.
cover that a bit more.
Yay.
Yeah, doing the
Well
whole
done.
install yourself thing. I did that recently. It's always tense. At least it was for me because I don't do it often enough to be confident in it.
Well,
But,
I realized the other day that it's been 3.5 years since I got my graphics card, so yeah, it's time for an upgrade.
Wow. All right, so you'll be plugging it in and updating it sometime in the next couple days. It sounded like.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're going to be recording in
Cannot
4K now, presumably.
Maybe not 4K, maybe 60 FPS, hopefully.
That'll be awesome.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, the frames per second really makes a difference in the final product. That's cool. All right, that'll bring us to the Sarlacc Digest, where we go over the issues for 1,000 years, or until we run out of time. And this time we're going to talk about Star Wars Celebration a little bit and what we can expect. Go ahead, Tia.
All right. So a Star Wars Celebration obviously is running from Thursday, the 16th of April, through to Sunday. And we're just going to talk about what you can expect. Though, if you're not aware, you will be able to watch pretty much all of Star Wars Celebration. It's being live streamed by Verizon. And this is international, so all of us should, in theory, be able to watch it. And that will include the various panels, including the new trailer, apparently. So I don't think this has been actually confirmed anywhere, but it's pretty much certain that the second and proper length trailer for The Force Awakens will be revealed at Star Wars Celebration.
I think people are seriously expecting it now, and if it doesn't happen, I'm sure there's probably going to be riots on the streets.
Yeah, if it's not in the kickoff, I would be very surprised. Let's see. Yeah. And also, it sounds like they'll be streaming the panel or presentation about Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, which we're also assuming will include a new trailer and maybe even a gameplay session. Maybe not, but would be awesome.
Well, perhaps
I think the trailer,
at least, if there's not actually a live demonstration, maybe video of gameplay.
Yeah, I think they definitely confirmed the trailer. I think I read something earlier on today for Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, they've been revealing something on Instagram, I believe, showing just a bit of art. They were just, revealing bits, and it turned out to be a stormtrooper rendered with in-game assets, or with the in-game engine, and it looks stunning, the amount of detail that it has. And I believe I also read the trailer is all done using, again, in-game. It's all generated in-game rather than CGI. I believe the engine is supposed to be that good. They're using the Frostbite engine. Frostbite 3, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's the latest one.
Yeah, and, well, it should be... I can't actually wait to see it. It should be
I know.
pretty incredible.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I remember seeing when I was watching E3 last year, and they were showing like the behind the scenes bit, and they were saying how the footage the brief footage they were showing. Oh, don't think this is the real thing because it probably won't be. But I think that's probably what they're trying to build up. It's going to be. They're trying to build it up that it is going to be phenomenal in how it's going to look.
And I'm sure it will. Also, it will be out on Xbox One, PS4, and PC, though apparently through whatever their early access program is, Xbox One owners will actually get it first, just because of the way they're going to do it. Apparently, they offered the same deal with Sony, and Sony blew them off, so... them. So if you've got an Xbox One, you will actually get it first. Though, in theory, we should know PC and PS4 won't be too far behind. So this is all supposed to happen summer, US summer, our winter.
Right. You got to assume the PC will be coming quick on the heels. I mean, it's all Microsoft.
Yeah. Actually, is it summer? Isn't it at the end of the year? That's winter, isn't it, for you guys?
The release is, it's the US winter, our summer. It's like December. Yeah.
Okay.
December. Yeah.
I've been hearing November-ish.
Oh, November.
Which would make sense because that's what EA likes to try and go up against things like Call of Duty and.
Yeah,
right.
It
wouldn't surprise me.
Before Christmas and more money.
It's all the Christmas thing. Yep, exactly.
As far as what it will cover, it sounds like the scenarios will be throughout the period of the movies. So.
And it might have stuff, from the new movie as well. I don't know.
Which makes me wonder whether they will let it out before the movie in case it spoils anything. But then again, they tend to publish a novel of the movie before the actual movie, so
they do.
maybe they don't care.
Yeah.
If they release it in November, obviously, like I said, it'll be going up against Call of Duty most likely. What do you think will probably generate more sales?
A lot of people buy COD. It's got to say.
A lot of people like Star Wars.
That's true too.
Yeah.
All right. No doubt we will find out. Now, this discussion was actually spurred on by Joseph Brown on our Facebook, where he said, it's only days away, and I was left wondering what, if any, bombshells are going to be coming later this week with BioWare going to be Star Wars Celebration. And he said he was kind of made excited by the tweet from Charles Boyd, where he was saying they were recording more voiceover content for SWTOR. So anyway, obviously we don't know. Now, the Community Cantina is on Saturday, that's April 18th, in the evening. They will be live streaming that as well, so you'll be able to see at least the first hour, which will include whatever reveals they're going to reveal. And if you're going to be in Star Wars Celebration, you're going to turn up, remember to pre-register so you can get that extra whatever it is. Maybe it was the deco that was mentioned earlier. Whatever it is. So it costs nothing to pre-register. Why not? And you get priority access. So obviously we'll be watching that. That will be our Sunday
sometime.
Sunday morning, yep.
Yeah.
So that's worth doing. However, now, time for some actual speculation. Oh, I had some particularly wild speculation, not really SWTOR specific, that they would announce a new Star Wars MMO from BioWare. SWTOR 2, running on the Frostbite engine. Imagine that. Yeah, right.
Somewhere in a parallel universe.
It's kind of all right. So at the Community Cantina, we can. Let's start with what we know is coming already. Is in-game update 3.2. We'll get Zyos. We'll get the outfit designer. We'll get some class changes, some quality of life travel changes, and we'll get the end of Season 4. Beyond game update 3.2, we pretty much know nothing at all, beyond the fact there will be 2 major updates this year. So my speculation, and this is pretty obvious stuff, is that they will announce the first of those 2 major updates. It will probably be coming around the middle of the year, which just kind of makes sense with the second update probably coming at the end of the year. It will include, let's say, 1 new operation with maybe 7 or 8 encounters, or maybe 2 smaller ones with maybe 4-ish encounters each. And I'll just repeat Bill's speculation, there will never be any more nightmare modes. So we just still have not got any confirmation at all that there'll be new nightmare modes. They just have not mentioned it. So maybe they have dropped it completely.
Maybe.
We don't know.
It's possible, and the hard modes are harder than they have been.
Yes. I think for the greater community, it would actually make more sense to actually use more operations. The obvious point, as Excel brought up in my interview with him, was it's easier for Bioware to just add a few more mechanics to kind of create pseudo content for the Nightmare people, or even anyone who wants to try it. That's true. But as far as the greater community is concerned, they need access to new stuff, and the Nightmare modes will never be something they even will ever care about. So maybe it's better to put the resource into building new operations, even though it's extra work. Don't know. Oh yeah, Togruta. We'll probably see a Togruta. The playable species finally announced as to when it's coming. We've been hearing it's coming for ages. We would. Maybe a new stronghold. They've said another one is coming.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I mean, obviously, folks like us will keep our ears open for SWTOR news. So whatever they do reveal, will be reported on by us. But if they're wanting to make a splash, they're going to have to go a little bigger than than the costume designer and operations coming. People who aren't in the game already are not going to be swayed by that. So I'm thinking it's got to be either the next big game, if they're going to announce anything major, if they're going to try to actually make a splash, actually make really tie into the new movie and everything, it has to be at least the next major game update, if it's not something crazy like the SWTOR 2 idea. But but if it could be like the next major game update, when it's going to be, and it would presumably be sometime semi-close to the opening of the movie. So, but anything less than that just isn't going to make any sort of effect in something as big as this, because there's just going to be a lot of Star Wars news. There's going to be all the actors are going to be there, so there's going to be reports on what they say and interviews with them and all that kind of stuff. And and SWTOR, unless it's something big that's the wider community is going to have a hard time picking it up.
And as we saw from that article, clearly there is a lot of focus from Electronic Arts on Star Wars: The Old Republic, which means, as you say, they really got to do something big. And I'm just having a failure of imagination here, in that I can't really see beyond just keeping on doing what they're doing. A new world will probably accompany a new operation or operations. Maybe a new war zone. What I really like is PvE GSF, like a bunch of GSF missions that were just you play by yourself or with your friends, and just like the old X-Wing missions where you go and defend a ship or something. They would all be fantastic. But again, that doesn't really sound like something that would blow people's skirts up, so to speak.
Right.
So what? Ideas? Someone tell me. What could it be?
Well, I've written stuff down for Star Wars in general and what I think they might show at the Cantina. So general Star Wars. I don't think they'll show Visceral's game, because I think that'll be at E3 instead. I think they're going to focus most of their time on Battlefront, and then I think they'll show a trailer and a bit of gameplay, because I think EA is going to do like a proper 4-hour live stream for the whole thing. I don't know if I read that somewhere. So I can assume they're going to try and stretch it out as much as they can. And if they don't show gameplay, I'd be really surprised. But yeah, I don't think they're going to show Visceral's game, because I think they'll leave that for E3. So have like Battlefront at the Star Wars Celebration, and then Visceral's at E3. So that I think if they would have both games at the EA event, might go even further than break the internet. Might even break society, I'd say, to be honest. And we don't want that. I wonder if there's going to be some news about Star Wars Rebels. I wonder. I haven't watched it, but it's getting closer and closer to season 2, which I assume is going to occur at the end of the year-ish. So I
For
wouldn't be
general
surprised if we get-
celebration, not for the Cantina, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for celebration, obviously.
Yeah.
Something they talked about a little while ago was the live-action Star Wars TV show. Because they were, last time I heard, they were casting for it, and I'm wondering if there's going to be something coming out about that, maybe? Anything?
Yeah, feels like that got put onto
Unless
the
we got something.
pipe when they
Yeah.
announced all the movies and all
Right.
that, maybe. So
Been hearing rumours about something like that as well, but yeah, who
It was
knows?
something which they speculated years ago, and then obviously when Disney took over, they're like, well, we really want to make this, but we just, we want to focus on the movies at the moment, so I don't know. Really don't know what's going on there. And I can guarantee you there's probably going to be some news about Rogue One, because apparently that's going to be released next year, so they really need to knock it down and start getting that prepared.
Well, they don't want to detract from The Force Awakens, of course, but they
Yeah.
should maybe tell us something about Rogue One, which is a new spin-off movie that will happen between episodes 7 and 8, and will be coming out basically a year later in December 2016, with episode 8 coming in May the following year, 2017. God.
It feels like it's coming along too quickly now. It really does.
Oh, I'm sure it'll come quick enough.
And for the stuff I've written down for the Cantina, I'm pretty sure they'll announce something for PvP, because it's been way too long now, and if they don't announce something soon, I'm a bit concerned that PvP players might just give up in general. So, got to really hope that they do something for that, so that they keep those people on board.
yeah,
And I remember.
Sam?
yeah. I joked on Twitter that they'll announce the better than cross-server solution.
Oh, I didn't do that.
That would be a big splash,
I
at least
highly
within our
doubt.
community.
Cathgirl
Yeah.
agrees with you. Yeah, that they would announce whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe if we're extremely lucky, we'll get a Warzone map. But I don't think so. They'll say anything. I'm losing hope for PvPs, so yeah. I'm getting more excited for Battlefront now because of PvP going downhill for me, but yeah.
I worry if people are going to start jumping on Battlefront and going off SWOTOR. That's going to be a bit of a concern.
Battlefront is not an MMO, so
I know, yeah,
It's
but
just
obviously,
for the
when
PvP
Battlefront is
aspect, yeah.
released,
Yeah.
Right.
when Battlefront's
still
released,
play
people will be
SWTOR.
like, "Oh, Battlefront's out now."
Yeah. I'll still play SWTOR for the social aspect of my guild, but I won't be PvPing probably. But yeah, that's why I'm still playing SWTOR. I have a guild and a social aspect to it, but yeah, it's just
Right.
the PvPs. For me, is just, and for a lot of people, it's just really going downhill. So
is that because of the
it's just-
class balance, or what?
No, it's just there's been no new content for it. They just throw us ranked rewards, and that's it, kind of thing. I don't know. And there's been no new map for over a year.
Right. It's hard because a lot of the fun of PvP does come just from the uniqueness of every war zone. Like every time you go in, you never know quite what you'll find. So there is a lot of replayability there, and it does take a long time before you get completely worn out on a war zone. But it does eventually kind of happen, or at least it would be nice to have a fresh one once in a while. And I think it's a little trickier to get the timing right of new war zones than it is for the PvE, because they kind of know, okay, if you do it so many weeks in a row, you get the ults, ultimate comms, you get the drops and so forth. It's going to take this long for for their average operations players to fully gear out and really be needing the next one. With war zones, that sort of timing doesn't really exist. So, but you can't just leave them hanging out forever with no new war zones. You have to have one at some point. So, it does feel like they should at least announce some new war zone coming fairly soon.
Well, there are rumors of that Rishi Arena, but Arena doesn't really count, honestly.
No.
There was a post a little while ago on forums where they were asking people for ideas for PvP. Do you wonder if they're gonna start working on anything from that?
They might have. I don't know. We've got no indication if they have, so yeah.
At all.
Can
So
only hope.
from the chat, Place was saying he reckons adding new content to every area is really what's required, just to sort of, don't know. Dekion was saying level cap of 75, 3 new planets that correspond with the movies. They need to compete with WoW. I don't know if that's really the way to do it, given they are more story focused. Remember, that is their big driving thing. They keep mentioning it. It's the story. It's a story, so they're going to keep going with the story.
I think the big thing they would need to probably drive players back into SWTOR is, I know I keep mentioning it in previous podcasts, but the class stories, because I remember when they did the 1 or 2 missions on Rishi, that each class story was building up to something. So I think they want to try and start getting back into that, but I don't know how frequent they want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, story itself is sort of interesting too. It's easy for a hardcore player, a solid player, to kind of burn through story. But on the other hand, if story is bringing in a lot of people, giving them small amounts of money here and there, as far as from their point of view, that might be quite a viable way to go. And the question is, the more extreme MMO players like us, does that, will they be able to satisfy us, or will it become more of a casual game where people are more looking at, doing the story and then moving on until more story comes out?
Yeah, I just can't see it. Beyond more of the same. What could they do? What could they do?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I think
But maybe that's enough.
I think they probably need to start going back to their roots, because obviously when they released the main game, they had class stories and they had planetary stories. Then they had McKeb, where they had a Republic side story and an Empire side story, and then with Shadow of Revan, they kind of just merged it into one. And I think they probably need to start branching it out again, and I'm hoping that they will start doing that again. Obviously, I haven't played the
Right.
PTS, so I don't know if they do that in Rise of the Emperor.
In Zios, no.
It's
No,
pretty
no, no.
much the same story for both factions, with some minor
Yeah,
differences.
Come on, really?
There are different lines, as always, with the different classes, but that's about it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Slightly disappoints me.
Yeah, but remember, with Shadow of Revan, you did have those specific class missions that were unique to each class, which was
Which is why I hope we see more. I really do.
Yeah, hopefully we get more
Yeah,
stuff
that's for
like
sure.
that.
We need that.
Yeah.
All right. Final thoughts. Anything you haven't thought of yet that could be what the big reveal will be? Any revelation?
I can't imagine they'll say something huge, because obviously they kind of still need to get 3.2 out, and I can't imagine they'll reveal something until 3.2 has been released and people have seen the story to its end. So it is a tricky one, really.
It is tricky, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't at least get to the point where they show us what's going to be coming out around the same time as the movie. In other words, the time frame.
Ooh.
Maybe not giving us real story details, but at least saying, yeah, this is, we're definitely having the next major expansion at X point. Presumably right around the movie.
Which will have the actual level
That-
increase, probably.
Yeah, and that's actually sort of the minimum I'm hoping for. If it's something really mind-blowing, that'll be awesome. But but let's hope for at least, knowledge of the next expansion, knowledge of the next, pieces of PvE and PvP, war zones and all that good stuff. So hopefully.
In regards to what you said a long time, Tio, in BioWare we trust.
In BioWare we trust. Yes. But in Star Wars we love. So
I was just thinking as well, I might not want to compete with the hype from Star Wars and Star Wars Battlefront. There's that small part of me that thinks that, so they might not reveal anything big, but it's kind of silly that they're at Star Wars Celebration, sort of, and they're not going to announce
That's
anything.
true.
That's very
I don't
true.
know. Yeah.
I can't
And
help
I'm
thinking
back.
they will try. They will try.
Mm.
All right. Let's.
Can you hear me okay now?
We can, Jill.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap up the discussion there. Yes, it was a short episode, but I suspect next week's episode will be something of a monster. We will have Bill on for sure, maybe Chong. Both of those guys will be at the Community Cantina, and Bill has got a 4-day pass to the whole of Star Wars Celebration.
Wow.
So
That's
we're going to be
cool.
hearing all about it. Also, there is an Utini War Room currently being edited, and we hope to release that early next week. The actual recording time was over 3 hours. We're going to try and cut that down to size, but yeah,
Good luck.
yeah, it should be a good discussion. So yeah, look forward to that as well. So yes, but sorry guys, this one is a short one.
That's right. But the War Room will keep Rub from rioting, so that'll be good.
Indeed.
All right, then. That's a show. If you'd like to play with us in the Utini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the Harbinger server, or in our Guild on the Empire side, do a /c join Utini to join the Utini channel. Then ask for the quiz that lets us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions and comments about the show to OotiniCast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using @OotiniCast. You can find contact details for all of us on our website, OotiniCast.com, which includes how to subscribe to us using iTunes, Stitcher, and the rest. We record the show live every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Go to OotiniCast.com/live to find out how to join in. Our theme song is from Mevio's Music Alley. Check it out at music.mevio.com. That's MEVIO. Thank you to the chat room, and thank you to Zamzam and Charlie.
Thank you very much. Enjoy Star Wars Celebrations.
Yeah.
I can't
Wish
wait.
we were
Thank you,
there.
and
At
I'm
least we'll be
super
watching.
jealous.
Yeah.
Super jealous. I'd love to go, but I'm on the other
Oh,
side
yeah.
of the world.
Indeed.
I'll be watching.
Oh yeah.
Me too. And we'll see you next week.
All right, keep recording, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Again, apologies for the... I don't know why I'm apologizing, but I feel like I should apologize for a short show. You
Good
don't
news
hear
for
us
you.
ramble. We're trying to keep this... Yes, it is, actually. If there's one week where I would actually like to have a short editing session, it's this one. So, yeah, especially since I may have to help with the editing of the War Room. 3 hours.
That is a big... Yeah, that's... That's got to be the longest raw footage, right? Except for maybe
Yeah.
the
A lot of
the
that,
live
but-
meetup. Yeah,
How long was that? Was that
the
bad?
live meetup was pretty long too.
Yeah. That one I edited on planes. That was fun.
Oh yeah, that had to be crazy.
It was. All right, everyone. We will see you next week after Star Wars Celebration, and lots of juicy stuff to talk about, including finding out just what the hell they did actually announce. So yeah, have a good week.
Cool.
All right. Bye.
Stopping.